Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 175, PornHub has shown us who is the most patriotic state in the United States of America. Jake Paul defeats old age pensioner in a pretty apparently popular boxing match. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows us his acting range by playing a muscly man that beats people up. What a reach! And much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush. Hey, Kush, hey, everybody.
Ahoy, mateys. Captain Kush Hayes here, coming to you with the Waffle Box. It's the original Waffle Box, the People's Podcast. It's the best part of Wednesdays, coming to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this, and we do this because we love you. Hey, you drone-selling motherfucker, producer Lathan, how are you doing?
Howdy doody ding dong Rudy fellas. Guys, I don't want to panic you, but I just realized that we're only 5 weeks away from Christmas. Like, seriously, what the actual fuck? That means that I only have 34 days to think of potential Christmas gifts before I inevitably panic buy from a gas station on Christmas Eve.
He's not wrong. It's like it was just February the other day. I think we talked about this last week, but still, how did this happen?
5 weeks till Christmas. It doesn't. I think, like I say, I think we say this every year, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it this year. Doesn't feel like Christmas.
Yeah. Well, we ain't at Christmas yet, despite how much they would like us to make it feel like Christmas. But I'm just saying, like, again, it was March, it was February, it was very early in 2024, just the other day, and here we are, creeping up on Thanksgiving, going into Christmas. I don't like it, Mike. I don't like it at all. And I guess we'll never stop talking about it year after year, but I don't like it.
I think what's made it harder is the fact that it's still hot as balls where I am. Like I've yet to turn the heating on.
Oh, word.
Right, how crazy is that?
That's
5 weeks
crazy.
till Christmas, and my heating is still just sitting there looking at me going, I'm here for you, buddy. And I'm like, nope, you're good. But speaking of, may I divulge, right? Real quick, before I ask you how your day has been.
Sure.
I have to tell you about my day, Kush.
Because
talking about the heating, it reminded me of things. Right, so today, right, so I work in a restaurant, as I have divulged previously, and I have 2 consecutive days off. So those are my Saturday and Sunday. They're not on Saturday and Sunday, but so today's basically my Sunday.
Okay.
So today's like the day that I get my adult shit done. You know, you get your chores done. Right? So I had a list of things to do. So 1, I had to get an oil change. Very adult thing to do. Then 2, the AC in my car is not pumping out air.
Oh, that's not good.
So I have to go to a man to find out what's wrong with that. 3, I had to buy more poop bags for the dogs. That's not that important, but still important.
Pretty important.
4, I had to go buy ingredients for the dogs' dinners because we are very health conscious. We look after our dogs, especially my older dog. She's a poor girl. She's got art defects. So we like to cook.
All the attention.
We cook our own dog food, right? So I set off for my day, and I'm going a couple of towns over. It's like a 20-25 minute drive. I have a place that I go to get my oil change every single time. They know me. It just makes it easier. I just drive in. They scan my VIN code or whatever it's called on the car. They know exactly what oil to do. Blah blah blah. I'm in and out. And as I pull up, there's a bay open, so I don't have to wait. I'm just pulling straight in. It's like boom, loving this.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yes, and then After that, they take about 20 minutes to do that. They give me a piece of paper that says, hey, have a free car wash. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. My car's a little dirty. I'll take you up on your free car wash, sir. So I go around to the side to the car wash. While I'm in the car wash, it's one of those funky car washes where you put the car on the tracks and the robot takes your car through the car wash.
Can be fun.
It was fun. So while I'm doing that, I'm looking up where the local Target is. I know where my local Target is. I'm not quite sure about the local Target of this town because I'm going to buy the dog's poops bags. So I go there, find that. Oh, it's 5 minutes away. Perfect. Drive there, straight in, get the poop bags. Boom, I'm out. Now, okay, I need to see if I can get my AC fixed. I have another guy. So I drive 15 minutes to my guy and I walk in. I go, hey, my AC is not working. Why is it not working? I don't understand cars, but he was like, because of the type of car it is, he has very basic testing functionality or something in his shop. So he was like, the easiest way, you're going to have to take it to the dealership to get this checked out. I was like, fuck.
That's never fun.
No. So I was like, you know what? I trust this guy, but still, I don't want to go to the dealership. So I'm going to find another car's body shop, auto repair, and I'm going to get a second opinion. So I drive to this other auto repair place, pull in, and he goes, I can take a look at it. I have a hunch of what could be wrong, but I don't know until I really get in there and look at it. But I have other things to do. Can you leave the car here for 2 to 3 hours? Is that not right now? I can't do that. So can I come back first thing in the morning? He goes, perfect. Come back first thing in the morning. I'll take a look at your car. Awesome. I was like, perfect. I'm kind of hungry now. I've been doing a lot of driving around. I'm going to go home.
Burn some calories.
I'm going to relax. So I get home and I have some food. And so before I properly relax, I'm going to do some dishes. Because, you know, I want to make sure everything's done before I relax.
Productive day, Mike Fish, so far.
Right. So I'm there, I'm doing the dishes. And the last dish that I'm washing is the container in which the dog food is held in.
Okay.
And I go to myself, oh, that reminds me. I need to make some dog food. Fuck! I forgot to buy the ingredients for the dog food. And now I have to get back in this fucking car and go out and buy the shop that I went to, the second one, was next to the store where I would usually buy the fucking ingredients. And I had to go back out. And I was so angry at myself that I literally yelled out, and all the dogs looked at me funny, but I was just, fuck. I'm in a glass case of emotion. That was how my day was. But then I did it, and then I treated myself to an Italian beverage and some meatballs at a restaurant.
All right.
My funny came. So that was my day. It was an emotional roller coaster, Kush. How you been?
Well, if today is Wednesday, I will be currently at the Golden State Warriors Atlanta Hawks game, working that event. Otherwise, you know, I'm okay. Always a hiccup or two. Nothing is easy. With triumph, for some reason, comes tragedy, and tragedy always out trumps triumph. Yeah, great song. Otherwise, man, it was a fine weekend. You know, we saw the Jake Paul Tyson fight, which
get into that.
A little disappointed about, but like you said, we'll get into that later. But then it was a great weekend just for streaming and binge watching TV, man. We had the second part of season 6 of Cobra Kai, and then we also had, that's 5 episodes, 5 half-hour episodes. Burn through those in a minute. New TV series on Prime called son of a bitch.
Sounds
good. Aldous Hodge, Cross, based on the Alex Cross detective series books. There was a movie, ironically, with Tyler Perry that is not a Tyler Perry movie. I haven't seen that. However, this TV series, 8 episodes, about an hour roughly each. Fantastic show. Drama, spills, chills, emotions. You know, it was a good time, dude. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had to sit through 2 days of it as opposed to just one full binge. But I was like, it's 2 in the morning. I still like this show, but I gotta go to bed. So I did. And then I feel like there was a third thing streaming this weekend. But it'll come back to me or it won't. Who cares?
Great British Bake Off?
No, definitely not my thing.
I love that show.
Okay.
Oh,
It
it's
has an
dessert
audience.
week. Get the popcorn.
Speaking about British bake-offs and all that stuff, there's a new cooking series on HBO Max, Discovery, whatever it's called these days. And I understand the Harry Potter franchise is huge. I understand they're working on making an actual TV series now out of all the books, so the stuff they couldn't put in the movies are gonna make it in now. Like I get all of that. Video games, um, spin-off franchises, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think they're literally squeezing blood out of a stone on this one where they have I forget what it's called, but the point is we're making Harry Potter themed desserts.
Mm.
And I'm looking at the commercial. It's the Weasley twins, if that means anything to you. By the way, those guys are not redheads, which I'm more appalled by. Anyways,
Okay.
they're hosting it, and I'm just like, who needs this? I don't think anyone needs this. Well, just my 2 cents.
I just did a little Google. It's Harry Potter, Wizards of Baking.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
So is it like a is it
It's
like
like
a baking
it's
like
like
a competition?
yeah, yeah.
Ugh. That's so dumb.
And based on the snippets of the trailer I saw, like they got this isn't stuff you would just eat at a child's birthday party. Like they're like moving pieces and pistons and fire might shoot out at one point. Like this is clearly just to show off what an asshole you are. Oh, and you like
Yeah,
Harry Potter because that's your personality.
if I bite into a cake and there's a piston, I'm not gonna be very happy.
You'd be your teeth would be very upset with you.
Right? My dentist would
Mm-hmm.
be happy though.
Mm.
Ka-ching!
Yeah, right. They always are. They always are. Yeah, maybe the Tyson fight was the thing I was thinking about that I streamed also. But again, we'll get into that later. So again,
How was Cobra Kai, by the way?
it's fun. It's a
I
cartoon.
remember watching like 3 episodes of the first season and thinking, oh, this is enjoyable, but for some reason I just never went back to it.
Those first 2 seasons are pretty spectacular, and I was late to the ball on both of them. Um, and then after season 3, again, it definitely becomes a cartoon. It became very less grounded, but it's fun to like see like, oh shit, Terry Silver's back. Like you got things like that. If you're a fan of the series, like when they bring in a guest star, you're just like, oh my god, what's this guy gonna do? They are currently at a tournament in Brazil,
Ooh.
which is also crazy because John Kreese, you may or may not know, spoilers or fuck you, not to you, Mike, but to those who go like, this is a spoiler. Anyway, John Kreese was arrested and then he escaped jail. He is a federal fugitive, and for whatever reason, he's just able to get on airplanes and go like, I gotta go to the jungles of South Korea. I need to go to this tournament in Brazil. No one's gonna stop me. Like, it never comes up. No one in the show goes like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here, man? You're like supposed to be You're a federal fugitive."
What did he do?
What didn't he do? He's just an evil person.
Fair enough. But how's the tournament in Brazil going?
So far, so good. It's a lot of fun. Again, the season 6 is supposed to be 15 episodes. We've now had the first 10. I believe the final 5 will be like New Year's. So
I know that's a thing American TV has been doing for a long time, where you have like the full season or whatever, and they split up seasons into 2.
mm-hmm.
I hate that shit. It's
That's
a different
only a new
season
thing like the last 10, 15 years. Makes way more sense on Netflix than it does when they do it on regular TV, which I haven't watched in forever. But
no, I think if there's like a big enough gap, it's a different season as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
give me this part 2 shit.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. There's no reason this shouldn't be season 7, followed by a season 8. But it's a contract thing also. Everybody has been locked into their pay for season 6. If they want to do a season 7, which I don't think they're doing, but that's a whole other negotiation. So that's one of the reasons why we're getting 3 parts of season 6.
What? Who's behind this? Who's behind this? Tom Cruise? Oh, this is going to be the last Mission Impossible movie ever, but I'm going to break it up to 16 parts. An asshole.
He didn't do that, but you know. So
You get the point.
Anyway, the show's fun. It is very much a cartoon, but it's interesting where they go with it every week or every episode. New characters have been introduced that are regional to Brazil, and I look forward to seeing what they do with those folks in the last 5 episodes.
That show kind of gives me shark jumping vibes.
Sure, I think that's fair.
Like where each week you're like, what?
Yes.
But still, I'm glad it's enjoyable. I'll wait till they finally finish up, and then I'll work my way through it. I'm sure.
Yeah, why not? It'll be there.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of TV shows, real quick before we get into the top headlines this week. So I was kind of like, you know how the old YouTube rabbit hole that we often find ourselves down.
Go down it many times a week. Yeah.
Oh, so I found myself finding like this history show, documentary, whatever, from the UK. It was on the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, blah, blah, blah. And it was hosted by Mr. Danny Dyer. I don't know if you're familiar with Danny Dyer's work, but he's a geezer. He's from my neck of the woods. He's a proper geezer. And he talks like that. And they were like reading some like old text from back in the day. Now, it struck me to my very core, this little bit, and I had to get a little snippet for you. I'm going to play this because you know how the ye oldie words, and they were all weird and
what
were they talking about 400 years ago? But this was like a little excerpt where they were talking about a man who was getting punished for something, and not only is the description of the punishment very interesting, but listen. I'm going to play the clip now. Listen to Mr. Dyer, you'll know who he is when he speaks. Tries to clarify exactly what's going on in this punishment. Here we go.
Thrusting an hollow instrument like the end of a trumpet or glister pipe into his fundament, and through it a red-hot iron.
Hold on a minute, let me just get this straight. He's been stabbed with a trumpet.
Well, I mean, into his fundament.
What the fuck is a fundament? And it doesn't sound very fun.
No, it doesn't. I'm going to guess into his windpipe. I'm going to guess this area right here.
What is a fundament?
For those listening at home, it's I'm talking about the corner of the lower shoulder blade where the neck meets, and right where that throat is. Like, I also imagine he took the arm of the trumpet out and then stabbed him with it like he was trying to be Wolverine.
Who doesn't want to be a Wolverine? So I just Googled what is a fundament, and there are 2 definitions of the word fundament.
Okay.
One of which I think we can use against it. So definition 1 is a base or foundation of something.
Okay.
A fundament.
Sure.
The second definition is the buttocks.
Oh, no.
So
that is also a soft, tender piece of meat that could be easily stabbed with a trumpet, like Wolverine.
He's been stabbed with a trumpet.
In the fundament. Oh!
Definitely not fun.
No. But still, while you're being thrusted in the fundament, as long as he's playing a good tune, you kind of might ease the pain a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I still don't know what part of the trumpet he was stabbed with, but also if he's being stabbed in the butt now, kind of dark and a little sick, and I apologize in advance, but like, what if he just tooted into the trumpet? That's all I
A bit of payback. Anyway, on that note, now we've talked about someone being stabbed in the fundament with a trumpet. Shall we break into this week's top stories, Kush? Because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. It's been a busy week. So, producer Lathan, if you could, hit the music. It's now time for this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
For the first time, this hat is actually appropriate for that tune.
I'm jealous that I've just got another beanie hat on. I have
You guys
many
got your hat game,
beans.
sir.
Spoiler alert. A few weeks ago, we discussed the nominees for the 2024 National Toy Hall of Fame, and this week, we've all been on the edge of our seat. But finally, we have found out the inductees for
Now,
this
if I
year's
recall, I
class.
made a prediction about this. I swore I wrote it down, but it's definitely not anywhere in front of me. By any chance, do we have that audio?
Do we have that
might be a-
audio? That would have been far too useful.
No worries. No worries. No
And
worries. No worries.
That's
This totally snuck up on me too. Otherwise, I would have said something like, "Oh, I did make a prediction about this." So maybe I'll remember what it was when you go down the list again.
I'll tell you the three inductees, and I don't know for a fact what your guesses were, but I'm 99% sure you didn't get all three right, at least.
No, I doubt I did either.
So yes,
give me a second. Give me a second.
Oh.
So just maybe I have it written down on my phone. That's a thing I do sometimes.
Well, I'll do a little bit of the introduction while you're looking at that.
Copy that. Copy that. Thank you.
So yes, to clarify, the National Toy Hall of Fame, part of the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York, announced its inductees from a list of finalists that included Apples to Apples, Balloons, Choose Your Own Adventure books, Hess Toy Trucks, Pokemon trading cards, remote control cars, Sequence, the Stick Horse, which is my personal favorite, and the Trampoline. The inductees were formed from a combination of players' choice ballots submitted by members of the public and the top picks of the National Selection Advisory Committee, which I want to be a part of. I want to be part of the National Selection Advisory Committee for a Toy Hall of Fame. That sounds like a fun gig. However, I imagine it doesn't pay well, or if it's a volunteer, probably. So.
Most likely volunteer.
So out of those, let's see if you can jog your memory. What three did you think would have got in?
One definitely stuck out was Choose Your Own Adventure.
That's great. Oh, we did talk about that. Those are so much fun.
Yeah,
I do miss those.
Yeah, they're pretty great, right? And then you have to. Can you run down the list again one more time? I'm so sorry.
We had Apples to Apples, which I think is some kind of card game or board game.
Okay.
Balloons.
No. Yeah, balloons.
Choose Your Own Adventure books. Hess Toy Trucks. Pokemon trading cards.
Oh yes.
Remote control vehicles.
Yeah,
A game named Sequence.
Don't even know what that is.
The Stick Horse.
Yes.
And Trampoline.
Stick Horse and Pokemon.
Wait, okay. And then so the article in which I copied and pasted removed the three that won. So out of those 9 I just read, none of them made it.
Oh, none of them made it?
No, of course, then the 3 winners I'm about to say. Never mind.
Son of a bitch.
From the committee, My Little Pony
Okay.
was inducted.
Sure.
Transformers.
That makes sense. Ooh, good year for Hasbro.
And Phase 10.
I don't know what that is.
Phase 10. So this is why I'm thinking I could have seen you picking My Little Pony and Transformers as your picks, but Phase 10,
Definitely
I don't
not.
think you picked that. Phase 10 is a card game created in 1982 by Kenneth Johnson, sold by Mattel. So Mattel fucking clean, like they're doing well.
Yeah.
Because they're Barbie and all that shit. Phase 10 is based on the variant of Rummy known as Contract Rummy, because this is a special blah, blah, blah. It's a card game, basically.
But kids aren't on the fucking playgrounds debating and arguing about Phase 10. They're talking about Pokemon. That's so dumb.
It spans a lot of generations, because I'm pretty sure kids nowadays aren't riding around on their stick horses either.
Yeah, that's true. Well, again, my theory was this was always about like, yeah, you had to have that blockbuster, but you also have to have that thing like, remember when Stick and Chalk got inducted? Like that involves imagination. So like if you told me Balloon made it in, I'd be like, yeah, I can see a Balloon make it in. Good for Balloon. But I am quite shocked about Choose Your Own Adventure not making it.
And Balloons is like, it's like, if I'm like starting a National Toy Hall of Fame, surely you just do like the first year, let's induct a bunch of things, like the basics. you know, like a trampoline. How is a trampoline not in a fall effect? That's a fucking great toy. That's a legendary toy. A balloon. Oh, like not only is it decorative, but how many times at the end of a party when the balloons start coming down, have you played that game, like the keepy uppy game with the balloon? Have you done that?
Probably the keepy uppy game.
Where you, like you and a friend will like either kick it or head it,
Oh,
or
gotcha.
like
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
try,
You
oh
just
don't let
tap,
it hit the floor.
yes, 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 yes. I was thinking more about balloon animals, but also yes.
Balloon animals can be fun as well. It's so
Hmm.
versatile, so versatile.
Hmm.
Come on, National Tour, get your shit together. Balloon hashtag balloons for 2025. We're gonna start that.
And so this is it. These are the guys going into the Hall of Fame. Like there isn't a third round of this in January or
Nope.
something.
My Little Pony and Transformers
Okay.
ahead of Pokemon and balloons.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, I mean, balloons we can go left or right on, but yeah, no, My Little Pony and Transformers,
We're not
again,
getting political.
huge, huge. So I get it.
Anyway, there you go. Let us know what your thoughts at Waffle Box hashtag balloons 2025. The fine folks over at PornHub.com. Thanks to
This is
them,
always a fun list.
we have finally discovered the most patriotic state in the United States. The adult website recently shared its data of each state's top relative searches during the heated election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
So these are the statistics from election night. It's great. It's great information. So whilst most states were going about their usual filthy business, such as New Jersey that searched girl on girl the most, or Californians that were focused on thick and curvy, Florida stood out amongst the crowd and showed their true patriotic colors. Sure, Minnesota wanted some, quote, sloppy seconds. Arizona loves some ass licking.
Oh, wow.
But Florida's highest trending search term on election night was MAGA. Now,
Is that a genre of porn now?
apparently so. I don't
Wow.
know, right? But say what you want. You can be team left, team right, team red, team blue, team Donald, team Kamala. You know what? It's a free choice. I don't care who you voted for. It's up to you. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to start any arguments. But Floridians love this country so goddamn much that they want to make America great again, even whilst they're jacking it. Like, I salute you, Florida. We also discovered that Georgia's highest trending topic was simply panties, which leads me to believe that they're all 14 years old. What's your thoughts on this, Kush?
I like I'm still questioning what MAGA porn is. Like, is it just
Should I look it up?
you should look it up.
Should we
So
look it up?
I'm guessing it's a
I'm
Donald Trump
100%
impersonator banging
opening
a
an incognito video right now, though. I'm not letting
Stormy
this go.
Daniels impersonator on top of an American flag and or a reproduction of the Constitution. And then making a lot of guttural noises like huge, huge. Oh, just like that. Ah.
This is great. This is so good. So yes, so for science, Kush, for science,
Science.
I've gone to pornhub.com right now and I put MAGA in the search term. And you'll pretty much guess what it is. It's just 18-year-old high school girl gives blowjob wearing MAGA hat. New MAGA babe gets It's just basically regular old porn videos where at least one person in the video is wearing a Great Again hat. It's not that deep, unfortunately.
Does someone come on the MAGA hat?
I'm for science. I'm not clicking. I'm not clicking on them, especially because the
Sure.
sounds is going to come on here, and I have heard in the past, friends of mine have listened to this podcast in the car with their children in their back, and I think we've already crossed the line enough. And I don't want to put here. I don't want to have sexy time noises on this podcast.
Those little cunts need to get you grow up. Fine.
Damn.
That's my one cunt for the day.
Oh, you just said it twice. Why are you using the C word? Why are you wearing sunglasses during the podcast? Ah, YouTube comments, yeah, little bitches. So yeah, congratulations to Florida for being officially the most patriotic state in America. Finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room. On Friday, November 15th, over 72,000 people gathered in Arlington, Texas, plus over 60 million households around the world tuned into Netflix to watch Jake Paul and Mike Tyson hug one another for 16 minutes. Mike Gerard Tyson, also known for his nicknames Iron Mike and the baddest man on the planet, whilst Jake Paul, according to Wikipedia, is known as El Gallo de Dorado, which translates to the Golden Rooster. The rooster known to strike fear into the hearts of all those that work night shifts and get woken up at sunrise. They're annoying screaming.
Obviously, it's he says it in Spanish, but it's a Mexican boxing term. Still interesting that he adopted that.
The Golden Rooster?
The Golden Rooster. No, there's the black rooster. There's the red rooster. I'm guessing it has something to do with his hair and/or his wallet. So, yeah, Golden Rooster makes sense.
Although the fight left a lot to be desired, some people have come to Iron Mike's defense, saying he went into the fight with a knee injury. Nobody has actual evidence of said knee injury, but it's pretty safe to say that a 58-year-old man has some dodgy joints.
That's fair.
Was the fight legit? Maybe. Was the fight rigged all along? Probably. But either way, millions of people around the world were left feeling the same way as the poor lady that took my virginity. A whole lot of build-up just to be disappointed. Yeah, I wasn't going to watch this fight. I told you last week I wasn't going to watch this fight unless Mike Tyson won, because I wanted to see Jake Paul and his stupid face get punched in.
I think 59 million other people want to see the same thing.
But I ended up watching this on a moody stream on Twitter, so I watched it on my phone.
Oh,
because I was in bed, I couldn't remember my Netflix login for the phone on this, so I just found it.
Okay.
But apparently, you watched it? Did you watch it directly on Netflix on the TV?
Yes.
Did you have any issues?
Oh, so
I heard.
issues.
Oh,
so many goddamn issues, which is crazy. So here's what I experienced. I tuned in an hour late because I was finishing Cross, and I was like, yeah, the undercard's still on. That's cool. That's cool. See some other boxers. And for 1 minute, it played perfectly. Then it would freeze. And maybe the audio would play. Maybe it wouldn't, but the closed caption was always firing off live. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And so I would just wait there for another minute and nothing would happen. So I'd like back out, restart, and again for 1 more minute, everything would be fine. And then one of those other issues would happen up. This happened to me 3 or 4 times in the undercard. And then by the time we got to the main event itself, I had to pop in and out regularly. Until finally it just held for the final 10 minutes of the fight. Thoughts about the outcome? I guess it's good that we actually had an outcome, because going into this, when this was announced way back in March, I was just like, this is going to be an exhibition draw. This is just going to be just like Tyson and Jones Jr., which ended in a draw because those guys are old as fuck. It didn't. Apparently, Jake Paul won, and the numbers don't lie. Tyson threw less than 100 punches, landed less than 20. We can say he's 58 or whatever, but Jake Paul went 8 rounds with Mike Tyson at 58. I would not survive 8 seconds with Mike Tyson at 62. So I don't know why people are trying to give him that little handicap. He's still a bad motherfucker, and guess what? Maybe he just wanted a paycheck. I ain't mad at that.
100% Mike Tyson needed the money. He is
Who couldn't use
historically
$20
known
million?
not to be very good at his money.
Well, who couldn't use $20 million even if you are doing well?
But the frustrating part of it was in round one, not that I'm a boxing judge, but round one, I would have given to Mike Tyson. He looked decent. And then round two happened, and then he was like, "No, I'm tired now. I gave all I got in round one." And
which is also crazy because boxing rounds are usually 3 minutes, and these were 2 minutes. So not including the breaks in between rounds, this fight was only 16 minutes long, which is wild. And then again, let's go back to this whole buffering thing. 60 million households worldwide.
I have a good joke for this, Freddie.
Oh, okay. What's the joke?
One family is synonymous with combat sports through boxing or UFC. And today we find out a third member of said family. Step aside, Michael Buffer. Step aside the other one. Fuck.
Bruce Buffer?
Bruce Buffer.
Is there a third Buffer?
Yes. The Netflix Buffer. Hey.
Worth it.
Thank you.
Worth it. So Netflix has done, this is not, a lot of people are mistaken that this is Netflix's first live event. It's not. They've done way smaller events than this.
Yeah, they do like stand-up comedy and stuff.
Stand-up comedy. I think there was a reality show reunion or something.
They did the eating contest.
There was an eating, the hot dog thing. I missed that entirely, but yeah. They got the rights to Monday Night Raw starting at the very top of January. And while I don't think that's going to draw 60 million people worldwide, that's going to be a problem. If they don't have this shit fixed previous Saturday, that's going to be a problem in January. I already promise you.
Like I said, I don't have any numbers to back this up, but yeah, I probably not hitting 60 million households worldwide. But it will be literally, it is, I think, in every single territory that Raw is available, it's going to be on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it might not hit 60 million, but it's still going to be worldwide, it's going to be a fuck ton of households watching that.
It's going to do more than Joey Chestnut. It's going to do more than the reality show reunion, the comedy special, debatable. However, the roast, Drew McIntyre's roast. No, some football.
Drew McIntyre.
I don't know.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Football
guy. Mr. Football guy, Kush Hayes. Anyway, yeah, they're going to have problems with Raw in January if they don't get this shit under control now.
NFL games on Christmas Day.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, Beyonce is doing the fucking halftime show.
It's going to be very interesting.
Is it the entire football game or just the halftime show?
They have the 1 o'clock game and the 4:30 game. They have 2 back-to-back NFL games on Netflix.
So again, I don't know if the NFL is going to do 60 million people either, but that's going to do a significant number, and people are going to be pissed, especially on Christmas.
Yep.
No. Jimmy Netflix, figure this shit out, dude. We're way past this now, man. You guys need to fix this shit.
Sure. I mean, again, I'm not tech savvy, guys, down to that level. But surely there's some servers involved to make sure that.
Yeah.
Surely they expected this fight to be pretty popular. And they obviously clearly didn't set up the system for that.
No.
But worst case, no, yeah, it could have been pay-per-view. At least this is kind of like this fight was quote unquote free. So whatever.
Whatever.
Did you see the undercard?
Some of it, yeah. Like I said, I missed the first fight, and then again, I was buffering most of the times. The women's fight, fantastic.
Holy shit!
Amanda Serrano and Mickey so-and-so. No offense to me.
Oh, she had. Did you see? She now has a second vagina above her eye. Jesus, that gash was brutal. Oh.
I want to say Amanda Serrano has been in the UFC too, but maybe there's another Amanda Serrano or a different Serrano entirely. But,
are you thinking of Gina Carano?
No, I'm definitely thinking of Serrano.
Okay.
I don't even think Gina Carano's been in UFC. She did MMA back in the day, but I think once she started doing movies, for better or for worse, she put the cage behind her.
No, you might be right. She might be in Gina Carano.
We were hearing about Gina Carano and you and me because of Between the Ropes since like 2004.
Strike Force. She
Strike Force, yeah, which did get ended up getting absorbed by UFC, but she was done well before that.
Great in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, she's cool.
And then she said some things.
Yeah, she won a lot of money recently too, so good for her.
Everybody wins. But yeah, so that was that. So good luck, Netflix, in your future.
Well, you better figure this shit out, guys.
You got 5 weeks, as we worked out.
You
You
make $1 billion a month. There's no you gave Dwayne the Rock Johnson $200 million to make a shitty movie that no one wanted to see again. Like, fix this. Okay, buy $200 million worth of servers. Figure it out.
Yeah. So yeah, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, I guess they technically achieved something. They got a bigger bank account now. But let's talk about other people that are out there in the world that are achieving things with their lives. So much so that an Irish brewery gives them a certificate and says, well done. You did something. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record takes us to America's Hat, aka Canada, where an Ontario band took their instruments deep into a mine to break the Guinness World Record for the deepest concert held underground.
Oh, okay. That sounds terrifying.
It is. And what's great? So I'll tell you the record. So they played a set 8,086 feet and 11.31 inches below sea level, which is that's like 2.5 miles.
Sure. Well, a mile is 5,280 feet, so it's a little over a mile and a half.
Oh, okay. Still, that's pretty fucking deep.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you were driving 60 miles per hour, it would take you almost 2 minutes to hit them. That's far.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Math space.
There's a subway station I have to go to get to work, and it is only 130 feet underground, and I get the worst vertigo on the escalator descending to the platform.
Oh, there's a couple of those in London where like they're super deep underground, and but it's just one singular, like you're saying, it's one singular what the fuck are they called? You just said escalator. And you could just see, like, whoa, this is fucking. It freaks me the fuck out.
I have to do this thing where, like, if I'm facing the platform as we're going down, I actually have to like rest sideways, which is no good with my back to the mic. But like, I can't look down.
I mean, you could have had the same effect, but faced the microphone.
Yeah, but we didn't. Well, we didn't. But yeah, like I can't look down and I can't look up because immediately I'm just like, oh, it's embarrassing, but it is a thing.
Yeah, fuck heights.
So, anyways, yeah, a mile and a half underground. Fuck you.
But I don't know if this is their name generally, or if they just created this band specifically for this Guinness World Record. But the band's name is The Miners and Son.
That's a fun name.
It's a fun name, but did they really?
Whether they did it exclusively for that, who cares? But it's a good name, especially for the event.
So yeah, so the Miners and Sons set the Guinness World Record for the deepest concert ever to happen, and then percussionist, the drummer, in layman's terms, Norm Dwyer, was interviewed about this
drummer name,
and he said, a quote that I both love and hate at the same time. He said, "This mine has spent 68 years taking rock out of that place. And then we spent one day bringing it back." Oh.
You know what? I genuinely like that. It's cheesy and it's corny, and it's what you should use to promote a rock concert, especially one that's a mile and a half underground.
Rock and roll, baby!
Yeah, no, that was perfect. You remember the Chilean miners?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that a couple of them did not want to come back up because for the month they were down there, well, some of their wives showed up and some of their mistresses showed up on the same day. And they're like, ah!
We have come to rescue you. No, I'm good.
No!
I'm good.
They're gonna
Just gonna chill here for a bit.
just
send down a sandwich.
down the Gatorade and some Office DVDs, man. We're good.
It's kind of nice down here, actually, now where we are.
It's cool. There's enough water. There's not a lot of moisture. No, I can't go back up there, dude.
It's super dark. I sleep like a baby. I haven't slept this well. I'll stay down here. It's good.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine that? Jesus.
I don't want to.
That's like, yeah, I've been stuck down a mine for 30 days. Oh, I might finally be rescued. Wait, my wife found out I'm cheating? Fuck. Like, what's worse? You'd think being stuck down a mine for that long would be bad, but...
No, the mind is actually the better alternative.
Yeah, like, what's the phrase? Something like a woman scorned?
Oh, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Facts.
And there are two of them in these
Just the
situations.
facts, ma'am.
Neither of those bitches are happy. Like the mistress definitely doesn't want to meet the wife, and the wife has got a knife and she's gonna cut the mistress. I cut you.
Just the facts, ma'am.
So there you go. Congratulations to the Miners and Sons for getting the Guinness World Record for the deepest rock concert held underground.
Do we know if they recorded it and put it on the YouTubes, or was that too much for them?
None of that. I specifically remember that wasn't mentioned in the article, which is a shame. But maybe I'll do some
That's
research.
a wasted opportunity.
That would have been great.
It's a missed opportunity. But
I
whatever.
imagine
Congratulations,
the acoustics were amazing down there.
Right? Dude, right?
Insane, man. Drummer's dream. But there you go. Congratulations to Norm Dwyer. Rock and roll, Norm. And the rest of the band. Anyway, still to come on this week's Waffle Box. We've got Birthday Blackjack coming up, and Kush's movie review and all that good stuff that we normally do. So stick around if you could after this short message from our sponsors from Grandpa Spuds. Take it away.
Hey kiddos, are you currently suffering from a lack of vitamin B12, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, riboflavin protein, vitamin D, vitamin A, selenium, and zinc? Well, either you're dead or you're in desperate need for some milk. Milk has been a natural source of a fuck ton of vitamins and shit, making cereal and coffee taste great. Plus, it comes from a cow's titty. So what's not to love? Drink some milk because it's an official partner of the Waffle Box podcast.
Place your bets. It's now time for Birthday Blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Yes, welcome back to Waffle Box episode 175. God damn, that's a lot of episodes. It's the time for this week's Birthday Blackjack. It's Wednesday, November 20th. If you haven't played this game before, producer Leif, and if you could, what are the Birthday Blackjack rules?
Well, the rules to Celebrity Birthday Blackjack are pretty simple. Mike is going to name 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthdays today, and all you have to do is guess how old they are now. Your score is based on your margin of error. For example, if the celebrity is 50 years old and you guess 53, you were 3 years out, so you score 3 points. If you're lucky enough to guess their age spot on, you get to deduct 5 points from your score. And to win, all you need to do is keep your score at 21 or below, hence why it's called Celebrity Birthday Blackjack.
Vegas up. So yes, everyone at home will be playing against Mr. Kush Hayes, who's on a mission right now because I think we worked out, so there's 5... Because
5 weeks till Christmas, so
5
6 more
episodes
weeks.
left of 2024. Because a week after Christmas Day is New Year's Day.
Oh, fascinating.
So our first episode of 2025 will be on January 1st. So there's only 5 episodes left of 2024, and you are currently at 16 and 21.
Literally need to win all 5 weeks in order just to get to 50%.
Yes.
So. Yeah, and I've had, with the exception of 2 weeks ago, I've had a hell of a run. Like, things were not looking good there. I went 5 weeks in a row winning, and then I lost 1 week, and then I won again last week.
The best of luck.
Thank you.
I hope you're ready.
We shall see. Standing by.
So yeah, let's go with this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjack.
Number 1.
A man that refused to sleep until he got to Brooklyn. Beastie Boy, Mr. Mike D. He is one of the two D. The letter D.
Copy that. Yeah.
So he's one of the 2 remaining members that are still alive. Recipes.
Okay. Yeah, the Beastie Boys are not boys anymore.
No.
Even the surviving members. I believe Mike D. 61.
He's getting Mike D. 61. Mr. Mike D. How old are you today? He is 59. So not a bad start. Let's give you a score of 2. The heart palpitations can rest a little bit. Let's move on.
Number 2.
Number 2 is current president of these United States of America, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
Robinette.
Apparently that's his middle name, according to Wikipedia. I didn't fact check it, but it sounds fun.
I hope that's just Wikipedia fucking.
Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. How old is old Sleepy Joe, as they like to call him?
Yeah, Grandpa's 82.
To be fair, that's kind of an easy one because, they keep talking about how old he is. You guess 82, and Mr. Biden is?
Perfect.
82 years old. That takes your score to -3. Sets you up in a good position.
Look how dramatic I look here.
Yeah, it looks amazing right now. I'm gonna look forward to how you fuck this up. How
dare you? How dare you, sir?
Celebrity number 3.
Number 3.
Host of the Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale. It's Joe McHale.
I like the Joe McHale. I'm not trying to stall for any time here. He's definitely a little bit older than me, but not too much older. So if Kush Hayes is 46, I'm going to say Joel McHale is like 54. 54.
54 is your
Final
guess.
answer.
What else is it? Is it Community he was in?
Yes. Yeah, and he was also part of Talk Soup back in the day. I think he was like the second or third host.
So you guessed 54. Mr. Joel McHale, host of the Joel McHale Show, Joel McHale, is 53. Which takes your score all the way up to -2. That gives you a wiggle room of 23 years. Oh.
Sexy.
Number 4.
Celebrity number 4 is American rapper, and through looking up a little bit of details about this man, He is apparently father of 7 children to 7 different mothers.
Oh my god.
One of which he was engaged to until she called off the engagement due to, quote, infidelity. Who would have seen that coming? His name is Future. The name rings a bell, but I'm not familiar with man's work, but
I know the name. I'm sure I've heard his music. I don't know Future at all, but 7 children with 7 women. Good for you. I don't know. Like, also, are you trying to keep up with that other guy?
Fuck, what's his name? Wilding Out guy.
Yes, you know exactly.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, who has 2 children with Mariah Carey. I don't know why he stopped making more children with her, but anyways. Mr. Future. I think he's younger than me. So, and 7 children, that's a lot of work. Even with 7 women, that's even more work.
7 different women, so technically, for all we know, he could be 19. He could have whacked them out in a weekend.
Right. Papa Hayes is not too much away from that. That's a whole other story for another time. I'm going to say Mr. Future is 35, conservatively.
35 years old.
This is where I botched the job.
Future, ironically, is older than me. He's 41 years old.
Okay.
He's 6, so gives you a score of 4. So you still have a nice wiggle room. Heading into the 5th and final celebrity.
Things were a lot cooler when we were in the negative, though. But all right, yeah. We're not out of this. We're not out of this.
I mean, if you get this next one spot on, you could still end in the negatives.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Reach for the stars, baby. Reach for the stars.
Number 5.
Celebrity number 5. Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel, Einhorn. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. It's Mary Sean Young.
Why do I know that line? I definitely know that line, but I don't know what I know it from.
She was Einhorn in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, but she was also Ray Finkel.
Gotcha.
Remember that really awkward line where like everyone in the 90s laughed at it because, oh my god, Ace Ventura kissed found out he kissed a man and he set fire to his clothes and suctioned his face and ate all the gum, and then later on as you started growing up you're kind of like, this is kind of homophobic and transphobic. This is kind of weird. I don't know if I come to why I'm watching this now. Yeah, I'm woke, whatever.
I don't understand everything, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't hold up.
It does not hold up in it. If you want to watch Ace Ventura, it's a funny movie. It's a great movie. But you have to watch it in 1990s eyes.
Yeah, right. I don't even remember.
He gets a blowjob early in that movie. I didn't get that when I was a child. Looking back at it now,
that's right. Yeah,
he's getting a blowjob.
He's standing in the doorway.
Yeah,
he brings us back. Someone's like Cocker Spaniel or something. That bitch just drops right to her knees. I knew it was happening, but I was like, wow, this is technically a kid's movie.
There's a violent blowjob as well. What the fuck?
It was passionate. So much passion. I can't even put a face to this woman's name. So she was absolutely older than me when that movie came out. So 62?
62.
62.
So apparently she goes by the name of Sean Young, but her name is Mary Sean Young. Spoiler alert. And she is...
I also know that name.
65, which gives you a final score of 7, which means this days, I think you lost last week, if I remember correctly.
No, I won last week. I lost
it was 2 weeks ago you lost, but anyway, you're back in the win column, and every day is, this week you are a winner.
I feel like
you win.
Can't do without you, buddy.
So that takes your record up to 17-21. Wait, so that means the 27th.
18, 19, 20, 21. I have to win the next 4 weeks. I have to win the next 4 weeks just to hit 50%.
Wait, so so it's 5 weeks until Christmas, which means there's still
Including
5 more episodes. So you could still get above 500.
Could do 51.
So you could potentially go 22 and 21.
Yeah. Okay.
But then obviously if you lose one, the best you can do is 20 and 22.
We're going for 50. We're if we exceed 50, outstanding. But we're going for 50.
No, mathematically it doesn't matter. You can't.
Shut up.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, but congratulations. So if you are playing along to this week's Birthday Blackjack, let us know your score in the YouTube comment section below. If you are listening to the audio version, which is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn Radio, apparently, all that good stuff. Hit us up on Twitter at Waffle Box. Let us know what your score is. And that wraps up this week's Birthday Blackjack.
Do you know if Blue Sky is now public to everybody? Like you and I got memberships, but we were gifted those. Is now open to everybody? Because I've been seeing memes all the time. I was like, I'm leaving Twitter for Blue Sky now. And I was like, I did that shit a year ago.
Let's have a look. Blue Sky, Blue Sky.
By the way, nothing is happening on Blue Sky. Like again, been there over a year. I'm just like, wow, that's tumbleweeds around here. Couple Chilean miners avoiding their wife and their mistress. Also, like there's none happening down here.
Let's see if I can sign up.
You popped your head in there the other day. It was like, what's going on in here? And I was like, not much.
I'm trying to because I have. So if you want to check out us out on Blue Sky, I'm Mike Fish. You are what? Kush Hayes?
Still Kush Hayes. I think no hyphen on this one. Just Kush Hayes, one word. I believe so. I don't care. But if you guys want to talk to us, maybe talk to us on Blue Sky. Neither of us are really.
Son of a bitch! Someone already has Waffle Box. Stop Blue Sky. Motherfuckers.
Yeah. That's why we get original Waffle Box.
I don't know. So let's get W Box.
Of course not.
That looks pretty cool. It's kind of like Xbox, but W Box.
Right.
Who took Waffle Box at Blue Sky?
Who did take Waffle Box? What's their caption say?
Motherfuckers! If it's those Irish cunts, I'll be pissed off. That's a deep cut if you remember that.
Cunts, stop being Irish, or Irish, stop being so cunts. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get it. But yes, by the looks of it, Blue Sky is finally open. So yeah, if you want to head us up, I am at Mike Fish. Or I don't know how it works, but just search Mike Fish and Kush Hayes, you'll find us on Blue Sky.
Look for this face.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Kush Hayes, he's about to review a movie in a segment that he likes to call, or we like to call, everyone likes to call, Kush's movie review.
Pretty catchy.
Kush's movie review.
Yes, welcome to this week's Kush's movie review, where Kush is reviewing Red One, starring J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus, Chris Evans as Jack O'Malley, a hacker and bounty hunter, and Dwayne Johnson as a muscly guy that makes funny one-liners and beats people up. What a guy. Did I just kind of ruin everything? Did I just kind of do your
I just
thing?
wanted to make sure you got it all out of your system there.
You're gonna have to review the movie.
Yeah, I will.
But
and I will.
You know what? No, you know what? I'm gonna hold my gripes until the end of the review. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay.
Tell us about Red One, Kush.
We are talking about Red One. It is a PG-13. It is a lengthy 2 hours and 3 minutes, yo. This is not a good start for us already here. It is directed by Jake Kasdan. If you wonder why that name is familiar, he's actually the son of Lawrence Kasdan, who is a part of writing such classics like The Empire Strikes Back and The Bodyguard. Well, Jake's a director now, and he's actually responsible for the last 2 Jumanjis that we've had. This is written by Chris Morgan, who's responsible for the majority of the Fast and Furious movies. And then Hiram Garcia, who is The Rock's former brother-in-law, and I guess they're still business partners or an agent or whatever he's doing there. But like we said, J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. The Rock plays an elf, a 500-year-old elf. And then Chris Evans plays that bad guy with the good heart of gold. And he discovers Christmas while The Rock saves Christmas. This movie's kind of shit, dude. I don't mean to shit on it so quickly without any reason, but do you remember about 5 or 6 years ago, there was a picture of J.K. Simmons at the gym doing some curls? Do you remember this at all?
Vaguely.
Vaguely, yeah. Well, he had the snowy white Santa beard there, and I made a fun gesture going, "This here Christmas promises to be extreme." Like I said, that was 5 years ago. That was for this movie. So I'm not sure how long they've actually been working on this movie, but that J.K. Simmons gym picture, it came out right around the time of Justice League when he was playing Commissioner Gordon. People were like, "Oh shit, J.K. Simmons is going to have a fight scene?" Of course he didn't. Knock that off. You guys jump to the worst conclusions. Anyways, that was for this. And by the way, J.K. Simmons, when he's not pumping a little iron or distributing presents to kids, he's kind of taking a nap the entire time. And all this shit they literally could have filmed 4 years ago on a green screen with no problem transferring it into this over budgeted film. This movie cost $250 million thanks to the good people at MGM Amazon.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of goddamn money. I don't know where it went. Possibly to Chris Evans and The Rock, and maybe Hiram Garcia and Chris Morgan and Mr. Kasdan. But it's a lot of special effects. It's a lot of green screen. Is it a terrible movie? No. By no means is this a terrible movie. However, even going into it and then eventually leaving it, I felt like this felt like an old CBS holidays Christmas special. And it should have been called The Rock Saves Christmas. And that would have also been a fine title other than Red One. Let's get into a little bit of the plot. We have 36 hours before Christmas Eve, and some evil demon bitch has kidnapped Santa Claus because she wants to punish everybody who's ever been on the naughty list. Even if they've redeemed themselves and they made it to the good list, she wants to punish everybody. And so The Rock and Chris Evans go on an adventure. Thing kind of just writes itself the rest of the way. There's one or two emotional speeches that go like, "Yeah, man, hey, Rock, you should believe in Christmas again. What the fuck is wrong with you? Aren't you a big-ass 500-year-old elf?" For some reason, Santa Claus has the full support of the military. However, they don't bring them in for this, which I didn't understand.
What's the point of bringing it up then?
We start the movie where Santa Claus is actually at just a regular ass mall doing regular ass mall Santa duties, and he's like, "Ah, felt great." They get an escort to an Air Force base. The Air Force then escorts the sled up into the stratosphere, and then of course the sled outpaces the fighter jets. But it's like Santa Claus went missing. And you've got the U.S. Air Force knows of his existence, and we're not bringing him in on this? I don't know. That's kind of stupid, y'all. Anyways, you may or may not guess, we find Santa Claus, and The Rock saves the day, and therefore saves Christmas. I won't get into the specifics of it, but it takes us 2 hours and 3 minutes to get there. The movie is okay. Maybe kids will like it. It felt very hollow and very bulky and just a lot of unnecessary stuff here. As I've mentioned a few times now, MGM/Amazon is behind the distribution of this. So I feel like in the next 5 weeks, Christmas week, we're going to get this on Amazon Prime, because I don't know why they would release this in February. And if they want to wait a full year till November, okay, they can do that. But Amazon and the rest of the streamers are like, "I want eyeballs now." So I feel like we're going to get this at home in 5 weeks. just before Christmas Eve. Maybe
I mean,
I'm
it
wrong.
makes sense.
It would make more sense than February. But anyways, Red One, PG-13, some mild cussing. There's violence in it, but it's not terrible. It's all imaginary shit. They're decapitating snowmen. Who cares? It is, however, I can't do better than a 2 out of 5.
Red One. 2 out of 5. I mean, it. All right. So I wanted to let you do your thing.
And I've done it.
But
what's on your mind, Michael?
Look, I'm not going to begrudge anyone finding their niche in this world and making a fuck ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why. But this.
Are you tired of The Rock?
This might be the straw that has broken my camel's back on Dwayne The Rock Johnson, where it's just it's the same shit every movie. Literally, there might be some like nuances, like with what was that movie he did with Kevin Hart, Central Intelligence? There was
He's in a couple movies, but yes,
there was a slight nuance with it, but it all just came down to, oh, here's a big jacked guy that can beat up people. That's his character, and it's just and maybe, I mean, I'm not saying this is all of it, and I'm going to try to put this all on him, but not too long ago, you just slapped Dwayne Johnson's name on a movie poster, and that was guaranteed bank, baby.
Sure.
Now, Black Adam didn't do very well. That was long. Yeah. I think that was a different story. But this one's not doing. Could the world be bored of Dwayne Johnson? And is it time for him to do some different shit or whatever? I don't know.
I can tell you the world is, excluding myself, the world has been tired of Dwayne Johnson for about 15 years now. There's that meme where Dewey, bald head and all, wearing a khaki collared shirt, is surrounded by the jungle in 6 different poses, and then the caption is, "This is 6 different movies with The Rock in it." Okay, they are kind of tired of him. I think he knows what his place is. I think he knows what his audience is. Are they getting tired of him? Again, yes, I think they are also. I can say this movie over the weekend made $30 million, which most folks would love to have. However, we've reviewed many better movies on this podcast in the last month that barely brought in $3 million. So The Rock still has an audience there. Like $30 million worth of people showed up. Whereas like Conclave made $3 million. The new Tom Hanks wholesome film made $1 million. Like there's definitely a deficit here where with the stuff we're talking. It's a little odd to me that The Rock hasn't made a Christmas movie before today. Like this feels like something he should have done 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. The object is make that holiday movie, get it burned into everybody's essence, and now it's on TNT, just making residuals every year like clockwork, much like Jon Favreau's Elf. That was very specific. Jon Favreau got his first directing debut, and they're like, I think I want to make a Christmas movie. And I want to star Will Ferrell. I'm going to involve some of the things from that claymation special from 50 years ago. And guess what? Everybody loves fucking Elf. I'm not the biggest Elf fan, but I get why people love that goddamn movie.
Fuck Elf. I don't know.
You don't like Elf?
No, I don't know. Right? I don't want to fuck the guy. You said everyone wants to fuck Elf.
Oh, whatever. Anyway.
But no. I think I've mentioned probably 5 weeks from Christmas. So I probably mentioned it 45 weeks ago. It's a goddamn holiday tradition. We buy it when we go out and buy our Christmas tree. We put the Christmas tree up, and then we stick Elf on, and then we decorate the Christmas tree whilst watching Elf.
I think that was the goal here, is making another Christmas tradition, and it misses the mark.
See, the problem
it's very hollow.
The problem with because it's action. It's an action movie. It's a Christmas action movie, and you know what? A good wholesome Christmas movie that you're like, oh, do you know what? Let's all sit down and watch this movie. It can't be an action movie. There is only one good Christmas action movie, and it's Die Hard, and you're not gonna beat that. So just have a wholesome Christmas movie. That Dwayne Johnson needs to get on the phone with. He loves doing this shit with the video, but he needs to get on the phone with the fine folks at Hallmark, and he needs to be that guy who's like, oh, he's the grandson of someone, and then he bumps into the neighbor of his grandmother, and at first they don't like each other. But then, oh, he helps someone cross the road and she falls in love with him. Like every Hallmark movie, Dwayne needs
if he can
to
take a 75-cent pay reduction, that's a Christmas classic right there.
He will 100% not get paid the same amount of money. But Dwayne, would you imagine Dwayne in a Hallmark movie? I would watch that in a heartbeat. But now, whenever it's like, oh, because I personally, he seems like a nice guy in real life.
Yes.
I mean, I've never met him, but he seems like a nice guy.
Sure.
And obviously, I grew up watching him in his wrestling days.
Mm-hmm.
So every time, oh, Dwayne Johnson's in a new movie, I kind of get a little bit of butterflies. Oh, he's got a new movie. And then it's like, oh, it's the same shit. Fuck. Dudes ain't different, Dwayne. I love you, but dudes ain't different. Please. Like, even when it's like, oh, it's serious. Oh, it's slightly comedy. Oh, it's slightly romantic. The crux of it is his character is a musty guy that punches people. That's it.
So I love not Pacific Rim. I love Pacific Rim. I love earthquake movie. God damn it. San Andreas.
Yes.
Maybe I'm a little biased because they should have it in my backyard. I love San Andreas. That's a great movie. I think The Rock's two most underrated films are Faster.
Okay.
That's a revenge movie where he gets out of prison and he just starts, he's like, I'm going to kill everybody that put me in jail. And for the next 90 minutes, he does just that. And Mr. Echo from Lost is there at some point, and like great action, great drama. Rock doesn't have a lot of dialogue, which I think is also a benefit. And then there's a movie that nobody saw whatsoever called Snitch, where Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, why do we have to keep saying all that? He is a truck driver whose son was in the wrong place at the wrong time, ended up getting arrested for some wild, trumped up narcotics charge. And so The Rock is now trying to do some like undercover, like I'm going to snitch on everybody thing. Like he's trying to work with the feds to get his son a better deal. And it's like, you really believe like The Rock is fighting for his son's life. Meanwhile, his son is getting fucked in prison and has to have the little conversation like, you did what you had to do in there.
He's been stabbed with a trumpet.
But you're just like, damn, Dewey, you're like, you literally are swinging for the fences on this one, and it would not get any recognition. So there it is. Faster and Snitch. I think those both came out like within months of each other too. And again, everything else has been khaki shirt in the jungle, punch something supernatural, and then smirk at the camera and go like, gotcha.
Same shit. There you go. We love you, Dwayne, but
we love you, Dewey.
I guess we should be excited because what? Moana 2's coming out.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's gonna be a huge movie, by the way. That's gonna probably be $1 billion blockbuster also. I saw Moana at a friend's house after I went to the theater, and there's that scene with the crab. That's a show-stopping song, by the way. And I was just like, all right, just for this one song, I wish I had seen this in the theater. However, I don't give a shit. So
song with the crab. Are you not thinking of Little Mermaid?
No, I'm talking about
that
Moana.
Crazy Jamaican crab.
No, there's a crab or some sort of crustacean that's just covered in jewels, and like it's a David Bowie tribute. I'm just like, this fucking thing is amazing. I get why people love this movie, but it's the one scene that I was blown away by, and everything else, I don't give a shit about. So, but Moana 2 is going to be a billion-dollar film this year. It's going to be the third movie of this year to break $1 billion. The other two are Inside Out 2 and Deadpool 3.
Both great goddamn movies. I don't like your silence.
I saw
like this is judging silence.
I watched Deadpool 3 on the Disney Plus the other day. Maybe that
Me
was
too.
the other thing I was thinking about. Didn't crack one laugh the entire time.
Oh, you.
No, hey, like during my review, you gave it a 5 out of 5, and I was like, this movie was hilarious. Didn't laugh one time on my second viewing. How dare you? How dare all of you?
Anyway, there we go. Red One. Let me stretch this out. Red One, starring Chris Evans, Dwayne Johnson, J.K. Simmons. 2 out of 5. Check it out on streaming, which will be soon, inevitably. There you go.
Real soon. I don't have any evidence in front of me to prove that, but I feel like it's coming out in 5 weeks on streaming, on Prime.
Christmas Day. Who knows?
You definitely want a few days before Christmas Day, but I couldn't.
Well, you know,
would not be surprised if they did that bullshit too.
Give them a call when we finish and we'll work out the details.
Okay.
Coming soon to streaming networks. Red One. Let's wrap this week's show up, shall we? And a nice little bow, make everyone feel warm and fuzzy inside. It's now time for this week's feel good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel good story comes to us from Chicago. Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Gotcha. You're so
where for years, 35-year-old Vaymar Hunter, it's a great name. It's a great name. Vaymar Hunter had a favorite spot in Chicago, the Give Me Some Sugar Bakery, just a block from his home. He couldn't get enough of the lemon bars and enjoyed chatting with the bakery's warm and welcoming owner, Lenore Lindsay. But what began as a simple love for baked goods led to the discovery of a lifetime. The owner was not only his favorite baker, but also his biological mother.
What? Plot thickens.
Hunter recently learned that he was adopted and, curious about his roots, submitted genetic testing to search for his biological family. His results finally matched him with his birth mother, and when she felt ready, she gave him a call. The number that popped up on his phone was instantly familiar. He said, quote, "I had the bakery in my phone," he said. I'm like, "Give me some sugar?" And all I'm thinking in my head was, I didn't order anything. When he answered, Lindsay shared the stunning news. And that's when we started screaming, she said. And I started crying on the phone. Lindsay was just 17 years old when she made the heartbreaking decision to give up her newborn son for adoption. But since reuniting, Hunter has joined his mother at the bakery, turning their reunion into a beautiful new beginning. Together, they're building both a family bond and a bakery business, mixing love and second chances into every treat they make. Boom!
It's a beautiful story, actually.
It's
one of the more beautiful stories we've had in the last 175 episodes.
How crazy is that, though? But
pretty crazy.
Like these now,
the best case scenario.
But now he used to go to his favorite bakery to get some treats. Now he's got a fucking job. Now he has to work there. But still, reunited with his mother. Reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, and it's understood. Funky. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. So congratulations to Baymar, Hunter, and Lenora Lindsay. Back together. Mother and son. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. That wraps up another episode of Waffle Box Podcast. Your favorite podcast that you never even heard of. Kush, what are you doing?
Maybe you just see me working the Atlanta Hawks game tonight. But also, how great do I look in this goddamn hat? I didn't think I could pull it off.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Marvelous. Go to kushhaze.com for all the archives of Kush talking a lot. When it comes to me, make sure you follow the housekeeping stuff. Go to enjoywafflebox.com for the full archives and your ability to subscribe and support the podcast by buying some sweet merchandise.
Christmas is around the corner, kids.
Exactly. Give them a
gift
random podcast t-shirt, and they'll be like, what the fuck is this? And you're like,
random podcast waffle mug.
Follow us at Wafflebox on Twitter, or you can follow us on Blue Sky at WafflePod. Which that's the one I went for. Some bitch has got Wafflebox, so we're WafflePod on Blue Sky. So if you are on Blue Sky, follow us at WafflePod. But it's a good night from me. It's a good night from Kush. Later. Any final thoughts?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay safe, stay classy, and stay strong. Before you know it, Mariah Carey will be boring a hole into your brain and reminding you of what she wants for Christmas. Speak to you all next week.
She's already there, baby, and I don't want her to leave.
I haven't heard it this year yet. I'm kind of proud of myself.
I dropped that shit 12/01 November 1st, baby. I was just like, let's get this party started.
Oh no, I haven't. So you went out of your way to put on that song
on Facebook and possibly whether it's social medias of mine. Yes.
Oh
because
no,
Halloween was officially over.
Do you not play the game? Do you not play the avoidance game?
What's the avoidance game?
Where you try for as long as possible. You try to avoid A, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, and 2, Last Christmas by Wham.
I don't get that one too much. So, but
both are fantastic songs.
I don't avoid either of them.
But it's a game. It's a game.
Okay. No, well then I am the opponent of that game, and I immediately did 12/01 November 1st.
It feels dirty listening to that song in November. I don't know.
Bad for you.
We'll see how I can do. We can see how I can do. Anyway, so yeah, by the time we come back next week, it'll be November. Oh my god, it's so close. November 27th, so crazy. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts on the podcast. If you have any stories that you want us to talk about, any world records, any feel-good stories you want to suggest, send them at enjoywafflebox@gmail.com, or hit us up at Wafflebox on Twitter or at WafflePod on Blue Sky. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.